Hey guys, welcome to the third part of the first person survival series. In the first part, we created a terrain with a character controller, and in the second part, we added the post-processing visuals as you see right now. Without the post-processing visuals, it looked like this. This looks more like a survival. And today, we're gonna add unlockable doors so you can interact with them and open them or close them. So the first thing we're gonna need to do is we're gonna download a door texture on a website called ccotextures.com. Just go to ccotextures.com, then just click on explore all 1268 assets. Here we have a lot of wooden assets and all that. Let's type in door and let's wait a bit for it to load, and doesn't. Let's just type in wood. And we have this wooden, which I like, is this one. This looks really good. Yeah, it does actually look very good. Let's download the 2K JPG. Let's download it. It's downloading. Just wait a bit, and so let's jump back into our Unity. Okay, it's downloaded. You're gonna extract as a file, and then you're gonna get this folder, and you're gonna open up your Unity project again with assets, create a new folder, call it textures, and then over here you're going to quickly select these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 textures and drag them into the textures folder, or easier, just dragging the whole folder into the wood 06 underscore 2K JPG into the textures folder. So now we have this. Now it's time to create a door. First, let's locate the player in the map so we be able to interact with quickly. Now I have to find the door somewhere. And let's create a door somewhere over here. So let's start by creating a cube. And this cube, let's move it a bit right. Let's move it a bit like this, more like this. Let's make this gonna be the stamps, or like the main bars of your door. I think you know what I'm talking about. And then this we can just call bar 1, and then duplicate this and make so there will be a lot of space in between them for the door itself. Part 2. Next, we're gonna duplicate this, call it door, and then you're gonna drag the this tool, rectangle tool, make it more doorish, like this. Now in an empty game object, call this door, dragging the bar 1, bar 2, and the door object into the door empty object. And here we have this door object now. So what I want to happen is I want to create a door animation. Well, to do that, I'm going to create another assets folder, and I'm going to call it animations. Folder animations, animations, just like that. And now I'm going to create an animator controller, call it door. Then I'm going to go on the door. Wait, I'm actually going to create another folder just for more organization. I'm going to call it door, and I'm going to drag the door animator controller inside that folder. On the door object, I'm going to add an animator and dragging the door animator to the animator controller So now we have the controller assigned to our door. Let's open the animation tab below here, and let's create an animation clip. Let's call this open door, like that. And then I'm going to record, and then I'm going to select the door object inside the main empty door object and rotate it a bit like this. But wait, like this. First I'm gonna make sure it's set to this. Wait, 0. And then also let's copy this just so we have the main roots in there here. Next, let's go on the timestamp of 1 minute or 1 second, and let's rotate the door sideways like 90 degrees on the y-axis, and then let's move it a bit negative the x, and then move it on the z-axis forward. Something like this would be great. If we run the animation, it should look like a bit like a door opening. Okay, that's great. Now this is the door open animation. Now let's just copy this so it lasts longer. We can make it last super long, just so that it doesn't, so for a lot of testing purposes. And let's do something like, I mean, we don't have to do that, we'll just add an exit time animal controller, but we'll get to that later. So I created an open door animation. Now let's go to the project, duplicate the open door, and let's go on the duplicated animation clip, and let's call it close_door. Then let's double click on it, and here we have it. We're gonna reverse the position of the objects. We're gonna take the one that like that, and then move this one the second. Here, take the door object. We're gonna have to go to the close animation, and then we can just try running it. And if we go on the animation controller, for some reason we don't see the clips. Okay. So let's try opening the animated controller, and we see that we have the open door animation clip. We're going to try all over again. We're going to delete the closed door animation clip and on the open door, which is already assigned to the door, and then let's create a new clip and call it close door. Now we're going to go on the open door, and I'm going to take the first key, stamp here, and we're going to go on the close door, add it on the 1 minute, paste like that. Then I go on the open door and go on the 1 minute there, and paste it on the first of the on the closed door. So let's try doing that. Here we go. Wait, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. We successfully made the closed door animation by just reverting the key. And the open door animation, it opens the door. So great, we now can open and close, we have open and close door animations. Next, we're gonna add an idle animation for the door. We're just gonna do idle underscore door, and then we're just gonna we're gonna go to the open door and then copy the first timestamp and paste it on the idle door, like that. so nothing happens. So let's change the idle door to the default player state, and then on parameters, then bool, and then let's call this one close, another bool, and call this one open. Now we're going to I think we're gonna have to add a couple of the idle. Let's see. So on the idle we have so if you go on the close, let's go on the open idle, and let's create another idle open door. Another animation. Drag it there, and then we're always going to be open. So always want to start with the idle, and then so if we make transition to the open door, when we want to open the door, we go there. And when we want to go back, so we're there, it has exit times nothing, and go there when the thing is. We can go now. Let's delete this transition for now. Let's go. Let's make a transition to the idle open door, and then we're gonna go there when the door has been opened. And then we'll just stay there until we run the close. Boolean to true. Let me just open. Then go there. Okay, so now go to close true, and then boom here, and then we can now simply close door, and then here we're just gonna. Okay, so now we should get the closed door, and then we're going to make sure the exit time is set to true, and we should close true. Open door, and let's just remove exit time. No, it's infinity, so it won't work either. Now let's go on the closed door, and let's add closed door. Let's close door. It's going to make transition to idle. That happens when finished with that. Okay, so now let's drag the animator down to below here. Now let's try testing the game. Okay, so we see it's closed. And now let's click on the open. Now let's close. Well, that happens because it's the but let's see if we go if we try again. So open, nothing, close, nothing, open, nothing, closed, nothing. That's exactly what we need. Another thing, we're gonna create a scripts folder in that assets folder. It's called scripts, and we're gonna create another script inside that folder called player interaction. The reason why I call it player interact. The reason why I call it that because this will not be the only interaction we have in the whole survival series. So we will be needing another like interactions like pick up guns and all that. But this is where we're gonna have close the door and open doors. So for now we're gonna go back to Unity, and we're going to go into the door object, and we're gonna add a box collider with a trigger. For trigger, because when we want to be able to interact with it. So now let's move it a bit like that. But one thing I just want to test and see if it's gonna work. I want to run the game. I can't pass through. What happens if I open the door? I can move, and then I want to maybe close the door. I can't move. Okay, great. This is the winning mechanic. And by the way, I want to add the textures to the door. So let's create a new material. Now let's call it wood. Dragging the wood albedo. Drag the normal map like that, and then let's add those textures. Okay, great. It now looks more like an actual door that works. Okay, so let's jump back into Visual Studio. And as you see here, we just have the start and update function as usual, default functions for every new script. We're just gonna remove those scripts, and we're gonna call public void on trigger enter when we trigger the collider. We're gonna first. I'm also gonna we just finished the collider. I'm gonna add a tag on the door. Let's call it door like that. And then I'm going to go back to my script, and then if other.gameObject.tag equal to door, just want to double check that's correct, door. Then for now I'm just gonna do print interact, something like that. And now let's play the game and see for ourselves. By the way, the script is not attached to your player, so let's just attach it. That's just called interact player, like that. Now let's see. We'll interact, we see the message. I put it in our console here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're going to reference the animator of the door. So we're gonna do public animator door one enemy panel. Now we're going to create a public just enumerator. Let's call it interact with door. Then I'm just gonna call the door and one. I'm also gonna probably add different tags for each door just for later use. That tag, change that tag to door one. Door, change the door to door one, and then add tag and remove the door tag like that. Next, we're going to go to the Visual Studio again, and then we're going to interact with door object and go to door one anim.set boolean, and then we're gonna reference the go back to the animator controller, and here it is. I'm gonna call the open door. So open door one. Now I'll call another enumerator called close door one. And then we're going to set boolean to open to true, and then after that we're gonna call it yield return new, wait for seconds. Now let's wait for 0.5 seconds, or maybe less, for like 0.2 seconds. And then we want to call the set boolean open to false so that it doesn't have any problems again. This. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing to the door one element here. I'm going to call this one close instead of open, and close here instead of open. Now what we want to do is we want to first check the let's add a header here. Header door one. I'm gonna do public boolean door one open equals false, because in default it's going to be closed. But then when we open door, we want to say door one open equals to true, when door one open equals to false. So now let's do if door one open, so if door one open is false, we're going to run open. So enumerator void functions can only be called by using a start coroutine, not like the average functions called voids. We can just run the function like this. So to run a enumerator, you have to type in start coroutine, then parentheses, and then type in the function itself. So it's right now it's open door one, and then we're going to two parentheses and semicolon. I'm gonna copy the if statement, take away the exclamation mark, and now run the close door like that. Now let's try again, but I actually probably want to do this when but let's just try it anyway. I'll tell you what I mean later. So now, oh, I forgot to reference the animator controller of the door. And now let's reference it. Oh, I fully forgot that this has to be door 1, not just door. And I'm gonna run the game. Just do that. And close the game. Door. So what I mean by what I just said before, I wanted to add when I exit the trigger, then only I close the door, not every time I like enter the trigger. So let's copy this if statement. Let's actually copy this whole if statement, and let's go to on trigger void on trigger exit. Now if door 1, we're going to if door open and close door. So now let's try playing the game again. Should get a closed door mechanic. Open, closed, open, that. So we have a interactable door, but I don't know, I don't really want to open the door each time I trigger on the door. So maybe if I add some key press, then like interact So first let's add some UI element. Let's add a text. Let's 2D mode and let's text. So let's add the text here. So let's make the text white. And let's call it interact with E, like that. So that's nice. Let's let's unlock the text value after we touch the box collider itself. So let's call it interact. Then let's go back to our script and let's reference the public game object interact text. Now, each time we trigger on the object, I want to show the interact text dot set active to true, and then each time I exit the trigger, I want to do the opposite. So first let's add if input dot get key down E, and then we only do that, and then we can actually move this line. So now let's just this should work already, but let's go to this function now, and let's go back. Let's set it to false, and get key down. We don't want this now, because each time we just want to close it. And so now let's try playing the game again, and let's play. I forgot to reference the text again. I'm gonna just deactivate it and player and reference the text. Now let's try playing the game. For some reason, right. So if you get down door, if door, oh yeah, right. Close door. We actually copied and then we overwritten the close door function, so it didn't work to close. Let's try again. It should work now. So it doesn't open like that, but if we interact, maybe the just interaction will work. Let's try. Try keycode dot e to check the let's see, no, for some reason it doesn't work. Let's drag in the animator. So okay, let's try fixing it. So if key down, input key down, and door. When door is open door, so clicking open door. Maybe if we copy this and void update, and then public boolean interacting with door 1 equals false, and then but here we can just say interacting door 1 equals true, and then if interacting with door 1, we can just simply run with this. Okay, let's put it on a test. Let's check it out. So if we run the interacting with the 1, okay. Well, why doesn't it run? Um, into the 1. Oh, because you had to. That's well, yeah, it's understandable. So now it should work. Next, and over here, we can just call us and make it false. Okay, it should work now. Let's try it again. Here it opens successfully. It closes. We can interact. Oh my god, boom! Works perfectly. We'll see running from somebody, and then, or maybe it would be useful if we jump over here, run from somebody this way. We can also rise the speed of the door opening simulation. We can go to open door, we can make the speed twice as big. We can also close the door twice as fast as well. You can now simply, that might be a bit too fast. I mean, I'm happy with one where you can play around and determine your favorite speed. This is for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And the project for this tutorial will be available at the end of the survival series, so please click that red subscribe button and also click the like button for future content. And when the last survival series episode is out. So also please support me on Patreon so I can keep on continuing these type of videos. And so thank you again and goodbye.